All right, we're live. It's always good to check. I'm here with Melissa and Haley. They're off camera right now, but if you have questions that you type in, they will tell me, and Haley's making sure that the cameras work. All right, before we get into, this episode, I know we've advertised this as Freestanding Embroidery, which I'm going to cover. I wanted to really kind of go over something else first. This is something I've been thinking about for a really long time. And our website, or basically the web platform we used up until a few months ago, didn't support it. So it's a lot of, I have a lot of ideas for things, and it's always how do we get those ideas to you is always the challenge. So anybody that knows about Anita Good Design knows that we have done education for 20 years. It's been 20 years of events and PDFs and tutorials and all that. And a lot of that stuff in the past was either done live or in books, and our behind the scenes is a PDF file that you download after you buy a design. Well, we have this massive knowledge base of information, and I know how frustrating it is for a new embroiderer or somebody that wants to learn a new technique to learn that and have access to that information. And there's YouTube videos out there for lots of things and different ways to find it, but that doesn't mean that person that might be giving a YouTube video or a digitizing class has any idea what they're doing. So not to say that there isn't good things out there, 'cause there is, but we've been doing this for a really long time. You've been buying our products for a really long time, and when we're explaining something, it's actually something we do every day. So I'm going to give you a digitizing technique. It's something I do on a daily basis. Same goes for embroidery, and same goes for quilting or any kind of supplies or materials. So basically, we're bringing our Anita's University online. Through our Shopify website, we're able to give you all these different plugins and apps that you can use without really even knowing you're using them, to make part of this experience really integral on our website, where you're not going somewhere else and logging in and figuring out how to do all that. So starting tomorrow, it goes live tomorrow. So don't look for it today. We're going to launch tomorrow officially. You're going to see, if we go to the screen here, our Anita's University online portal. Again, it's going to have beautiful graphics, looks like our regular website. It's in our regular website. And it's this really cool thing where we have featured courses. For example, we have this fundamentals. I'm going to skip past that right now. And we have a knowledge base. So the knowledge base is really cool. It could be a fabric calculator, or quilt sizes, or Anita's Guide to Stabilizers. And then when you click that Guide to Stabilizers, it will then go into basically a course. So if there's multiple topics in that course, it'll show you down here. So, and that'll make more sense shortly. But for this one, it's kind of simple. It's just a PDF. And you can read through it for our Guide to Stabilizers. So these are all like tips and tricks. Our favorite scissors, all about felt. There's quite a few up here right now, and we're adding new ones every week. So this knowledge base is going to become huge. These are all free. So you have tips and tricks free, just downloads. It's just easier to find some techniques that you're looking for. Then we have a technique series like fringe or paper piecing or hand to hoop or needlepoint knowledge. All these different things are in techniques. And then we have basically a project series: how to do patches, how to make a mantle scarf, how to make an apron, all of these little things that are really not design specific, that are really just meant for, like, I can make this pillow out of anything. They're all here. And again, these are free, and we're adding all these things into this knowledge base. Now, is some of this stuff been out before? Definitely. Like, these might have been a couple pages in an all access magazine 7 years ago, but the techniques are still valid, and they're still the same, and they're going to give you all those instructions. So that's basically the knowledge base. Now that is all under Anita's University. You don't have to search through like a blog post or like a news article. I wanted to really kind of build a university within our current website. And then you have like a featured course. And we kind of launched this with fundamentals. And basically what that is, I know if I click this, it's probably not going to work because it's not active yet. is Fundamentals is a book we had, and it's basically a 2-day class with one book. And we've done multiple versions of this. And you're going to learn all these different projects like standard embroidery, free motion, Toronto, hand stitched, folded fabric, so on, so on. There's quite a few of them. Well, how this works now is what this will do is you would take the course online. So you would log in, again, this is a paid class. We're doing it for a limited time starting tomorrow at $19.95. It's normally $69.95. So I want you to go on and try this site. This is kind of like the soft launch of a restaurant. Restaurant's opening, and first night you bring friends and family in and try it out and see what the problems are and if there's glitches and bugs. Again, before we put a lot of content into this, we want to make sure that y'all can easily use it. So this is like our soft university launch. Limited time for this class is $19.95. So you would add it to your basket. It becomes a product, just like a normal design. And you're going to have all these different classes will be in your library, your knowledge base. And it'll have fundamentals. You log in to this class, or you'd be logged in. You click on your class, and you would download the PDF files. You would download the designs, any of that. And then you could take each class one at a time. So a module could be freestanding lace. Then there might be a video that goes with that, or the PDF step-by-step instructions that go with that. And each one is different. And obviously each class we do is going to be different. So there could be a digitizing class where it's, 25 videos and no PDFs. And it might be just a downloadable booklet and designs. So all these little university classes are going to be different. They're going to be priced from free to, probably $2.99 for some of our multi-day classes that are hundreds of pages of books. So it's really cool. We've been working on this behind the scenes. I think Carol and Melissa and Haley did an amazing job of compiling this stuff, and they're going to be adding more. But it's just so many questions that people have of specialty threads and how do I use metallic thread.
It's live, so you can click on it.
Oh, it's live.
Yep, Carol put it up for you.
Oh, so it's live for everybody, just for me?
I think just for you.
Okay.
But you can show them what the module looks like and such.
All right. So no, it's not live yet.
Oh,
So that's what's really cool about it, and that part of it's not as important. Sorry about that. And I couldn't wait to do this, and we were going to do this a year or two ago, and you had to go to a different website. You had to put in all your information. You had to log in separately. It was like a masterclass kind of thing. And I'm like, I don't want to do it unless it's all on our site. So right away, it could link products. And to me, the cool part about it is when you learn something new, I finally learned how to do lace embroidery. Well, then you could see what other things use that. And because it's all dynamically linked through the site, we can actually link email, instructions in, so we can add those into an email and they'll notify you when something new is added. And it's complicated on our side, but for you, it's seamless. And the university launches tomorrow. Again, soft launch, restaurant style. We're going to test it out. If we get a lot of positive feedback, well, it was easy, I understood it, then you're going to see more stuff really added to it quickly. If a lot of people have trouble with it and can't access features or get confused by the whole process, then it won't be as fast because we're going to go in and address whatever issues you might have or how to do it. So university's coming. That was the special announcement. Tons of free content, paid content, everything in between. So let's get to freestanding embroidery. So Melissa's going to take some stuff and throw it on the table here. I do have my phone for close-ups, and I think the overhead camera, we're not using that one. So what does freestanding embroidery mean? Okay, well, when we embroider things, 95% of the time we're stitching it on something. And that something is generally fabric, a garment, something along those lines, paper. But we're taking that fabric and hooping it, putting it on our machine, stitching right through the fabric, and we're done. So I have a monogram on my jacket, I have a quilt square, I have something. It's on something. And that's the way I embroidered for, a decade before I ever knew there was something else. Well, how do you make, a design like this? So these are different lace collections that we've done. These are all one lace collection. But if we, hold on, zoom out a little bit. So when you see something like this, this is thread sewn on nothing. Well, how does that work exactly? Well, lace, these are all little lace balls. These are great. My wife uses these at parties at her house to put stuff in. And you can see how fun they are. Well, this is freestanding lace. So freestanding lace is created by hooping a piece of stabilizer like Wet and Gone, for example, a Floriani product, which is amazing. And we hoop that, you stitch the lace, it stitches on stabilizer like it's fabric, and you rinse it away. The Wet and Gone disappears, leaving only the embroidery. Very, very difficult to digitize this style, but easy for you to stitch because you don't have to worry about puckering and all that kind of stuff. Basically, you stitch it, you rinse it. This one we had to stitch a few little seams together, and then you have these beautiful, pieces of lace. So that's freestanding, meaning the thread is there, and lace examples are made that way to freestand without any fabric. And we have Christmas ornaments and lace inserts, which is what these are. So you can actually then stitch this design like on a t-shirt. You can cut the background away if you wanted to, or you can put it on a table runner, remove the background, leave the background. It's just a different style of embroidery, and it's called freestanding. Well, there's other kinds of freestanding embroidery as well. So what if you just wanted to make, this one's actually a little, like a kind of a toy. It's got a cat on it, but I think it's mainly for children. You see here, it's a cat and a mouse, but in here, that's a little trickier to see, is there's a marble. This is like a maze. So basically this was stitched on fabric. You add the marble in, you add the embroidery, and then you have like organza, a little trickier to see on top here. That kind of makes it transparent. And then what makes it freestanding is we trim along the edges. So freestanding designs don't always mean necessarily lace. They could be different things. Here's another one of these marble games. Obviously, this is a caterpillar, or pea pod. I think it's caterpillar. And there we go. We back?
Let me fix it real quick. Hold on.
Fixing that with the camera. Oh, and you could see that this is not on fabric. Well, it's on fabric. The fabric is just trimmed away, really close. So there's multiple ways to do that. This one, it was trimmed first, and then it was a little bit of wash away stabilizer on it that you then take away with a sponge. This is another like freestanding design. These are all from that same collection, where basically you put a little bead in there, and it's a great toy for babies. Then you see another example, and this is from our 3D tree toppers from a couple years ago. And what's really cool about these is it's not just one layer. I'll wait till she gets the phone back over here. I pressed the button and turned it off by accident. But you see the angel is stitched on fabric. So she stitched on fabric again. The fabric is removed from the edge because we used wash away and a little sponge. So she's freestanding. Then this is another freestanding star. And then you have lace wings in the back. So these are 3 different embroidery designs that are all freestanding that are then, combined together. And what's really cool about it is that this is something that would be impossible to make in your hoop all at once, because you have like this, hold on, let me move this tag, it's annoying. You have these lace wings, and again, you see the back of this embroidery, and then you have this star. Let me peel that back there. So all of these things are done as freestanding embroidery. Then, this is a tree topper, but it could be an ornament or any of those things as well. So embroidery is beyond the hoop. It's not just about fabric. Here's another example. These are probably one of the first things we did for freestanding way back in the day. These are bookmarks. So the design, stitches, it does a border on it. You trim that border, that fabric away, and then you could add a message on the back. It could be personalized. You can add a ribbon to it. But basically, these are, bookmarks. We have lots of different ones. And again, freestanding. These are really fun. These are earrings. I would put one in, but I don't know how clean these are. And I think my earrings closed up a long time ago. But again, freestanding lace. You stitch them in a few different colors, and then you rinse it, and you wind up with these beautiful earrings. So freestanding embroidery employs multiple different things. You might see like in the hoop embroidery, all those different things. Those are all versions of freestanding. When people say freestanding, I think right away it's this term that is so general. But most people think of lace right away. They think of this kind of thing. But you could have freestanding bookmarks, freestanding, we have pot holders, towel toppers. It's learning like 2 or 3 different techniques. How to do lace, how to do a satin stitch, freestanding, things like danglers, and then how to put those things together. Once you learn those 3 little techniques, you can create every one of our freestanding designs. So I wanted to kind of do a basic overview of freestanding techniques. What's next week's topic before we take questions? Just so you know. We did tile scenes last week. This week was freestanding. We'll let you know. I know I said it originally. It might be autumn projects. Could be.
Hold on, I got it.
She might have gotten it. But the idea is to go through a different technique every week and a little bit of insight into it. This is a great technique because I love making freestanding designs as gifts.
I got it. Tricks for all thread types.
Oh, tricks for all thread types. Perfect. It's probably my most requested. If I had to write down, like over the last 20 plus years, what has somebody asked me every single time I've seen anybody is like, what are your tricks for metallic thread, wool thread? What's the difference in thread types? So I'm going to kind of demystify that process next week, and I'll probably bring in a couple of our embroiderers that actually have to deal with it all day because it's kind of cheating when I say it because I'm mostly behind a computer or a glue gun. Not while I watch people struggle with metallic thread, which I'm not saying is a bad place to be, but maybe we'll bring some of them in and kind of give you their insight as well, like we do when people do tours. So what I was saying was like freestanding designs, these are the perfect gift. I hate buying things for people that have like a size. So if I'm gonna make a sweatshirt for somebody, I don't know what size they are, but I know I can give them a bookmark or a ornament or lace bowls or a monogram towel or towel topper, and the list goes on and on. There's hundreds of freestanding designs, but they do make the perfect gift because A, you're not stitching it on a finished garment, and B, you don't have to worry about sizes and those kinds of things.